Hello everyone, my name is Emily. Welcome to English Club. I am so happy you are here today. How are you doing? Today is a lovely day. I hope you are having a lovely day too. The sun is shining, the weather is beautiful. Days like this make me think about travel, about trips I have taken, about places I have been. Do you like traveling? I love traveling. Let me tell you about myself. My name is Emily. I am an English teacher. I teach English to students from all over the world. I love teaching. I love helping people like you learn English. And you are learning English right now. That is wonderful. I am so proud of you. Learning a new language is not easy. I know that. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes practice. But you are here. You are watching this video. You are trying. You are making an effort. That is amazing. Really amazing. Keep going. Oh, before we start today's topic, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more English learning videos. Yes, please click the like button. It really helps us. And please subscribe to English Club. We make new videos every week. Every single week. Videos to help you learn English. Videos to help you improve. So please like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Now, let me tell you about today's topic. Today, we are going to talk about describing a past trip, a vacation you took, a journey you made, a place you visited, how to tell the story of your trip in English, how to describe what you saw, what you did, how you felt. This is a very useful topic, very practical. People love talking about travel, about trips they have taken. When you meet new people, they often ask, "Have you traveled anywhere recently? Where have you been?" You need to know how to answer. You need to know how to tell your travel stories. Today, I will teach you many things. I will teach you past tense grammar, vocabulary for travel, how to describe places, how to talk about activities, how to express feelings, and I will share stories from my own trips. Are you ready? I am excited to teach you. Let's begin. First, let me teach you some basic words. Important vocabulary for travel. Trip. This is a journey to a place and back. I took a trip to Paris. Trip is general. What trips have you taken? Journey. This is traveling from one place to another. The journey took 5 hours. Journey emphasizes the traveling itself. What was your longest journey? Vacation or holiday. This is time off from work for leisure. I went on vacation to Spain. Americans say vacation. British say holiday. When was your last vacation? Travel. This is the general act of going to places. I love to travel. Travel is movement. Do you like to travel? Destination. This is the place you go to, where you are traveling to. Paris was our destination. Destination is your goal. What is your dream destination? Tourist. This is a person who travels for pleasure. The city was full of tourists. Tourists visit places. Are you a tourist when you travel? Tour. This is an organized visit to see places. We took a city tour. Tours are guided. Have you taken tours? Sightseeing. This is visiting famous places, seeing attractions. We went sightseeing every day. Sightseeing is tourism. What do you like to see? These words are basic travel vocabulary. You will use them all the time. Now, let me teach you the most important grammar, past simple tense. This is how you talk about trips that happened in the past. For regular verbs, add ed. Visit becomes visited. I visited Rome. Walk becomes walked. We walked through the old town. Stay becomes stayed. I stayed in a hotel. Just add ed to regular verbs. Simple, easy. But English has many irregular verbs. These change in different ways. You need to memorize them. Go becomes went. I went to Japan. This is the most important travel verb. Go becomes went. See becomes saw. I saw beautiful temples. See becomes saw. Have becomes had. We had a great time. Have becomes had. Be becomes was or were. It was amazing. We were happy. Be becomes was or were. Eat becomes ate. I ate delicious food. Eat becomes ate. Take becomes took. We took many photos. Take becomes took. Buy becomes bought. I bought souvenirs. Buy becomes bought. Get becomes got. We got lost in the city. Get becomes got. Do becomes did. We did many activities. Do becomes did. Make becomes made. I made new friends. Make becomes made. Meet becomes met. We met interesting people. Meet becomes met. Come becomes came. We came back yesterday. Come becomes came. Leave becomes left. We left early in the morning. Leave becomes left. Fly becomes flew. We flew to London. Fly becomes flew. Drive becomes drove. We drove through the countryside. Drive becomes drove. These irregular verbs are very important for travel stories. Practice them. Use them. They will become natural. Now, let me teach you time expressions for past trips. Last week, or last month, or last year. These refer to previous time periods. I went to Paris last summer. Last means previous. When did you last travel? 2 days ago, or 3 weeks ago, or 5 years ago. These show how long in the past. I visited Tokyo 2 years ago. Ago measures distance in past. When did you go? In plus year. In 2019. In 2022. This shows which year. I traveled to Italy in 2020. In specifies year. What year did you travel? When I was younger, or when I was a child. These refer to earlier life periods. I went to Disney World when I was 10. These give life context. Where did you go when young? A few days ago, or a while ago, or recently. These are vague but recent past. I went hiking a few days ago. These are recent. What did you do recently? These time expressions help you place your trip in time. Make it clear when things happened. Now, let me tell you about a trip I took, a real story from my life. Last summer, I went to Greece. I went with my best friend. We went for 10 days. It was in July. The weather was very hot but beautiful. We flew from New York to Athens. The flight was about 9 hours. It was long but comfortable. I slept for most of it. We arrived in Athens in the morning. We were tired but excited. The city was busy and loud, so different from home. We took a taxi to our hotel. The hotel was small but nice, clean and comfortable. On our first day, we rested. We were jet-lagged. We walked around the neighborhood. We found a small restaurant. We ate Greek food, moussaka and Greek salad. It was delicious, so fresh, so flavorful. The next day, we went sightseeing. We visited the Acropolis. It was incredible, so ancient, so beautiful. The Parthenon was amazing. I took so many photos. The view from the top was stunning. You could see all of Athens. We also visited the Acropolis Museum. It was very interesting. I learned a lot about Greek history, about ancient Athens. The artifacts were impressive. We spent 3 days in Athens. We visited many places, ancient temples, museums, markets. We walked a lot. My feet hurt every evening, but it was worth it. Then we took a ferry to Santorini. The ferry ride was about 5 hours. The sea was beautiful, so blue, so calm. I sat on the deck. I watched the water. It was peaceful. Santorini was magical. The white buildings with blue domes, the sunset views, the narrow streets. It was like a postcard, like a dream. We stayed in a small hotel in Oya. Oya is a village on the island. Our room had a balcony with a view of the sea. Every evening, we sat on the balcony. We watched the sunset. It was the most beautiful sunset I have ever seen. We spent 4 days in Santorini. We relaxed, we swam in the sea, we ate amazing food, fresh fish, Greek wine. We explored the villages. We took photos everywhere. Everything was so photogenic. On one day, we rented a car. We drove around the island. We visited different beaches, black sand beaches, red sand beaches. Each one was unique, beautiful in its own way. We also went to a winery. We tasted Greek wine. I don't usually drink wine, but Greek wine is special, sweet and strong. We bought a bottle to take home. After Santorini, we went to Crete. We took another ferry. Crete is the largest Greek island. We spent 3 days there. Crete was different, more rugged, more natural. We visited Knossos, the ancient palace. It was fascinating, so old, so well preserved. We also hiked in the Samaria Gorge. It was challenging. The path was long and rocky, but the scenery was incredible. Mountains, cliffs, a river. I was tired but happy. Then we flew back to Athens. We had one more night there. We had dinner in a restaurant with live music, traditional Greek music. People were dancing. It was fun, joyful, a perfect end to the trip. The next day, we flew home. We were sad to leave, but also happy, full of memories, full of experiences. That trip was one of the best trips of my life. Greece is beautiful. The food is amazing. The people are friendly. I want to go back someday. That is my story, my trip to Greece. Now I want to teach you how to tell your own travel stories. Let me teach you how to start your travel story. Good opening phrases. Last summer, I went to. This is simple and clear. Last summer, I went to Mexico. A few months ago, I visited. This gives recent context. A few months ago, I visited Canada. I once traveled to. This is for memorable trips. I once traveled to Egypt. When I was younger, I went to. This is for childhood trips. When I was younger, I went to Florida. I have been to. This states you visited. I have been to China twice. These opening phrases help you start your story. Choose one, then continue with details. Now let me teach you how to describe the journey, how you got there. We flew to. This tells air travel. We flew to London. We drove to. This tells car travel. We drove to the mountains. We took a train to. This tells train travel. We took a train to Berlin. We took a bus to. This tells bus travel. We took a bus to the beach. The flight was. This describes the flight. The flight was long but comfortable. The drive was. This describes the drive. The drive was scenic and beautiful. It took hours. This tells duration. It took 6 hours to get there. These phrases describe your journey, how you traveled, how long it took. Now let me teach you how to describe your accommodation, where you stayed. We stayed in a hotel. This is most common. We stayed in a small hotel near the beach. We stayed in a hostel. This is budget accommodation. We stayed in a hostel to save money. We stayed with friends. This is personal. We stayed with friends who live there. We rented an apartment. This is like home. We rented an apartment for a week. We stayed at a resort. This is luxury. We stayed at a beautiful resort with a pool. We went camping. This is outdoors. We went camping in the national park. The hotel was. This describes quality. The hotel was nice and clean. Our room had. This describes features. Our room had a view of the ocean. These phrases describe where you stayed, your accommodation. Now let me teach you how to describe activities, what you did. We went sightseeing. This is visiting attractions. We went sightseeing every day. We visited. This names specific places. We visited museums and temples. We explored. This is discovering. We explored the old town. We walked around. This is casual exploring. We walked around the city center. We tried. This is experiencing. We tried local food. We ate. This names food. We ate delicious seafood. We swam. This is swimming. We swam in the ocean. We hiked. This is walking in nature. We hiked in the mountains. We relaxed. This is resting. We relaxed on the beach. We shopped. This is buying things. We shopped for souvenirs. We took photos. This is photography. We took photos of everything. We met. This is people. We met friendly locals. These verbs describe travel activities, what you did on your trip. Now let me teach you how to describe places, what things looked like. The city was. This describes character. The city was beautiful and historic. The beach was. This describes quality. The beach was clean and peaceful. The mountains were. This describes appearance. The mountains were tall and snowy. The buildings were. This describes architecture. The buildings were old and colorful. The streets were. This describes atmosphere. The streets were narrow and busy. It was. This is general description. It was amazing and unforgettable. Everything was. This describes overall impression. Everything was perfect. Use adjectives: beautiful, amazing, stunning, incredible, gorgeous, breathtaking, impressive, fascinating, charming, lovely. These adjectives make your descriptions vivid, interesting, alive. Now let me teach you how to describe food, what you ate. The food was delicious. This is most common. The food was delicious and fresh. We tried local cuisine. This means traditional food. We tried authentic Italian cuisine. I ate. This means dishes. I ate pasta and pizza every day. We had. This also names food. We had breakfast at a cafe. It tasted. This describes flavor. It tasted amazing and authentic. The flavors were. This describes taste. The flavors were rich and complex. My favorite dish was. This shows preference. My favorite dish was the seafood paella. Food is important in travel stories. People love hearing about food. Now let me teach you how to describe weather, what the weather was like. The weather was perfect. This is ideal. The weather was perfect the whole time. It was sunny. This describes sun. It was sunny and warm every day. It was hot. This describes temperature. It was very hot, about 35 degrees. It was cold. This describes low temperature. It was cold in the mountains. It rained. This describes precipitation. It rained one day, but we didn't mind. It was cloudy. This describes sky. It was cloudy, but still nice. The temperature was. This is specific. The temperature was about 25 degrees. Weather affects trips. Mentioning it makes your story complete. Now let me teach you how to describe people, who you met. The people were friendly. This describes character. The locals were very friendly and helpful. We met. This introduces people. We met a nice couple from Australia. Everyone was. This generalizes. Everyone was welcoming and kind. The locals were. This describes residents. The locals were proud of their culture. Our guide was. This describes a guide. Our tour guide was knowledgeable and funny. People interactions make stories interesting, more personal, more real. Now let me teach you how to express feelings, how the trip made you feel. I loved it. This shows strong positive feeling. I loved every minute of it. It was amazing. This expresses wonder. It was the most amazing trip. I felt happy. This is direct emotion. I felt so happy and relaxed. I was excited. This shows enthusiasm. I was excited to explore. I enjoyed. This shows pleasure. I enjoyed the culture and food. It was unforgettable. This shows impact. It was an unforgettable experience. I felt relaxed. This shows calm. I felt so relaxed and peaceful. I was impressed. This shows admiration. I was impressed by the architecture. I had a great time. This is overall positive. We had a great time together. Expressing feelings makes your story emotional. more engaging, more memorable. Now, let me teach you how to end your travel story. Good closing phrases. It was one of the best trips of my life. This shows significance. It was truly one of the best trips ever. I want to go back someday. This shows desire to return. I definitely want to go back. I would recommend it to anyone. This suggests to others. I would recommend Greece to anyone. I will never forget that trip. This shows lasting impact. I will never forget those memories. I can't wait to travel again. This shows eagerness. I can't wait for my next adventure. Overall, it was wonderful. This summarizes. Overall, it was a wonderful experience. These closing phrases wrap up your story. Give final impression. Now, let me give you a simple structure for telling travel stories. Start with when and where. Last summer, I went to Thailand. Describe the journey. We flew from New York. The flight was 12 hours. Describe accommodation. We stayed in a hotel in Bangkok. Describe what you did. We visited temples. We tried street food. We explored markets. Describe what you saw. The temples were beautiful. The city was busy and colorful. Describe food. The food was delicious. I loved the pad thai. Describe feelings. I felt amazed by the culture. I had a wonderful time. End with conclusion. It was an unforgettable trip. I want to return someday. This structure helps you organize your story. Make it clear, complete, interesting. Now, let me give you some common questions about travel. Questions people ask. Have you traveled recently? This asks about recent trips. You can answer, yes, I went to Spain last month. Or, no, not recently. Where did you go? This asks destination. You can answer, I went to Japan. Or, we visited several countries. How long were you there? This asks duration. You can answer, we stayed for 2 weeks. Or, just 5 days. Who did you go with? This asks companions. You can answer, I went with my family. Or, I traveled alone. How was it? This asks general impression. You can answer, it was amazing. Or, it was okay. What did you do? This asks activities. We went sightseeing and tried local food. Or, we relaxed on the beach. Did you like it? This asks opinion. Yes, I loved it. Or, it was nice. Would you go back? This asks desire to return. Definitely. Or, probably not. What was your favorite part? This asks highlights. My favorite part was the food. Or, I loved the beaches. These questions are very common. Practice answering them. Think about your own trips. Let me give you some example conversations, dialogues about past trips. Person A, have you traveled anywhere recently? Person B, yes, I went to France last month. Person A, oh, how was it? Person B, it was amazing. I loved Paris. Person A, what did you do there? Person B, we visited museums, ate great food, and walked along the Seine. Person A, that sounds wonderful. This is natural conversation. Simple, direct. Another example. Where did you go for your vacation? We went to Costa Rica. Wow, how long were you there? 2 weeks. What was your favorite part? The nature. We saw monkeys, beautiful beaches, and volcanoes. That sounds incredible. This shows enthusiasm, detailed description. Another example. I heard you went to Iceland. How was it? It was unbelievable. So beautiful. What did you see? We saw waterfalls, glaciers, and the northern lights. The northern lights! That must have been amazing. It was magical. I will never forget it. This shows memorable experience, strong impression. These conversations show how people naturally discuss travel. Use them as models. Now, let me teach you vocabulary for problems during travel. Not all trips are perfect. We got lost. This means couldn't find the way. We got lost in the city. We missed our flight. This means didn't catch the plane. We missed our flight and had to wait. The weather was bad. This describes poor conditions. The weather was bad the whole time. It was too expensive. This describes cost problems. Everything was too expensive. We got sick. This means became ill. I got sick from the food. Our luggage was lost. This means bags didn't arrive. The airline lost our luggage. The hotel was dirty. This describes poor quality. The hotel was dirty and uncomfortable. It was crowded. This describes too many people. The beach was too crowded. We had language problems. This describes communication issues. We had trouble communicating. Even problems make interesting stories. They add realism, honesty. Now, let me teach you positive expressions for good experiences. The best part was, this highlights. The best part was meeting locals. I especially loved, this emphasizes. I especially loved the architecture. The highlight was, this name's peak experience. The highlight was seeing the sunset. What impressed me most was, this shows strong reaction. What impressed me most was the history. I was surprised by, this shows unexpected. I was surprised by how friendly everyone was. These expressions add emphasis, make your story more engaging. Now, let me talk about the difference between vacation and trip, small but useful. Vacation or holiday is time off work, for leisure, for relaxation. I went on vacation to Hawaii. Vacation implies rest. Trip is any journey, can be for any reason. Business trip, family trip, road trip. Trip is more general. Both are correct for leisure travel, but vacation specifically means leisure time. Now, let me talk about solo travel versus group travel, different experiences. Solo travel means traveling alone. I traveled solo through Europe. Solo travel is independent, flexible. You make all decisions. It can be lonely, but also liberating. Group travel means traveling with others, friends, family, tour groups. We traveled as a family. Group travel is social, shared experiences, less lonely, but less flexible. Both have advantages, both create different stories. Mention who you traveled with. It adds context. Now, let me tell you another short story, a memorable travel moment. When I was in Japan, I visited a small temple in Kyoto. It was early morning. Very few people were there. The temple was surrounded by gardens, beautiful gardens with cherry blossoms. I walked slowly. I looked at everything, the trees, the flowers, the stones. It was so peaceful, so quiet, just the sound of birds. I sat on a bench. I closed my eyes. I felt the breeze. I smelled the flowers. In that moment, I felt completely at peace, completely present, completely happy. That moment lasted maybe 10 minutes, but I remember it so clearly. It was simple. Nothing special happened, but it was perfect. That is the magic of travel. Simple moments that stay with you forever. Do you have moments like this from your travels? Quiet moments, simple moments, but meaningful. These are often the best memories. Now, let me talk about souvenirs, things you bring home. I usually buy small souvenirs, magnets, postcards, small crafts, things that remind me of the place. From Greece, I bought olive oil, real Greek olive oil, and a small blue evil eye charm for good luck. From Japan, I bought green tea and a beautiful fan. From Italy, I bought a leather journal and some pasta. Souvenirs are memories, physical reminders of your trip. What souvenirs do you buy? Now, let me talk about photos, capturing memories. I take many photos when I travel, hundreds, maybe thousands. Photos of places, people, food, everything. Photos help you remember, help you share, help you relive experiences. But don't spend the whole trip taking photos. Experience the moment. Be present. Look with your eyes, not just through a camera. Balance is important. Take photos, but also just look, just be, just experience. Let me talk about cultural differences, experiencing new cultures. Travel teaches you about different ways of life, different customs, different values, different perspectives. In some countries, people are very direct. In others, very indirect. In some, loud and expressive. In others, quiet and reserved. Learning these differences is valuable. It makes you more understanding, more tolerant, more open-minded. I love experiencing different cultures, trying to understand them, appreciating them. This is one of the best parts of travel. Have you experienced cultural differences? What surprised you? What did you learn? Now, let me give you tips for telling good travel stories. First, be specific. Don't just say it was nice. Say what made it nice. The food, the scenery, the people. Specifics make stories interesting. Second, include details, small details, the color of buildings, the smell of markets, the sound of waves. Details bring stories to life. Third, describe feelings, how you felt, what you thought. Emotional content connects with listeners. Fourth, mention challenges, problems you faced. Not everything goes perfectly. Challenges make stories real, relatable. Fifth, share memorable moments, special experiences, unique encounters, funny incidents. These are what people remember. Sixth, use vivid adjectives. Beautiful, stunning, incredible, delicious. Make descriptions colorful. These tips help you tell engaging travel stories, stories people want to hear. I hope you learned a lot today. I hope you feel confident now. Confident to describe your past trips in English. We covered so much: past tense grammar, travel vocabulary, how to describe places, activities, food, feelings, how to structure travel stories. But remember, learning takes time. Don't worry if you don't remember everything immediately. That is normal. Just keep practicing. Keep telling your travel stories. Keep using this vocabulary. You will improve. It will become natural. Travel stories connect people. Everyone has traveled somewhere. Everyone has memories. When you share your stories, people relate. They share theirs. This creates connection, conversation, friendship. Travel also changes you, opens your mind, shows you the world, gives you perspective, memories, stories to tell. Now I want to ask you a question. Think about this. Where is the most memorable place you have visited? Just one place. The place that stays in your mind. The place you will never forget. Can you tell me in the comments? Try to write in English. Even a simple sentence is wonderful. Tell me where you went, why it was memorable. I would love to hear your travel stories. Tell me, what is the most memorable place you have visited and why? I am excited to read your answers. And please like and subscribe to English Club YouTube channel for more English learning videos. We create new videos every week. Grammar lessons, vocabulary lessons, conversation practice, everything to help you improve your English. When you subscribe, you support us. You help us create more content. You help us reach more learners. You become part of our learning community. So please, if this video helped you, subscribe. It makes a difference. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Thank you for learning about describing past trips. Thank you for being part of English Club. You are wonderful. You are making progress. Keep going. Keep learning. Keep practicing. I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, take care. Keep making memories, traveling if you can, and remember, you are improving every day. You are getting better at English. I believe in you. Goodbye for now, and thank you for listening.